What's up, Nosferatu Tokyo? I saved that for a whole week.
Konnichiwa.
What's up, friend? I missed you.
Oh, what's up, friend? I kind of missed you too.
You did because you called me every day.
I did. I did really good on this trip.
You did. You sent me videos. You showed me hot coffee in a bottle from a machine.
Yeah, I did. It was fun.
I still don't understand how they shoot out plastic bottles of hot coffee. That's
No, the
amazing.
coffee is in aluminum cans.
Oh, I thought it literally looked like a plastic bottle.
No, the hot coffee comes in aluminum cans.
Dang, that's cute.
It is cute, but I don't know. So there's vending machines all over Tokyo, which is where I'm back from. Came back
Welcome
yesterday.
back.
Thanks. But yeah, there's vending machines all over Tokyo, and I kept buying hot coffee. And there was one morning when I wasn't paying attention, and I bought a hot coffee and opened it and started slamming it because it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I realized after my like second swallow that I had gotten hot corn chowder.
Did you barf?
No, I just finished it. I was like, well, I guess that's breakfast.
Why would they put hot corn chowder in a bottle in a machine?
Well, because there's like soups next to the coffees. I just wasn't paying attention.
That was one of your biggest fuck ups ever.
That was a big fuck up. That's a whirlwind trip right there.
I know. You were on a plane for how long is the flight? 14 hours?
13 and a half hours to get there.
Oh.
And then it was 11 and a half to get home.
Well, that's better. And you like gain a day. So how does it work?
I left Tokyo. My flight left Tokyo at 4 p.m. on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
And I landed in Detroit at 2 p.m. on Thursday. So I landed 2 hours before I left Tokyo.
No, that don't make no wait, no. Did that make sense?
Yeah, because there's a 14-hour time difference, but an 11 and a half hour flight.
Oh, yeah. That's what fucked me up.
Yeah.
I knew the time difference, but I was like, wait,
That's what fucked you up. I don't know what fucking day it is.
You must have no idea. And the weird part was I've been on such a weird sleep schedule. I've been so messed up. I've been going to bed at about 8 in the morning and waking up at, not even kidding, like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. I have no fucking idea what time or day it is either. But somehow, every time you called me or were awake, we were awake at the same time.
I was metering it out. I had figured out the time change, so I was trying to do good. But the thing is being a night owl completely worked for me because I would be getting sleepy at nighttime, but that was early morning in America.
Yeah. And then you would contact me to be like, it's 6:30 in the morning here and I'm awake. And I'm like, everything is broken. I have no idea what's going on.
It was crazy.
But you went well, what did you start? Then listen, you guys, he literally just got home. I have no idea what he did aside from a couple tiny video clips. I have no idea where he went. So this is like the real.
I did a 10 Tenney live for our Pates.
Right.
But this is the first time you and I have actually talked since I've been.
Yes. So I have no idea what he did or saw or did or saw.
Yes. So I got to Tokyo with my nephew and we immediately went to the hotel because it was late and we had been on the plane. And so it was kind of a perfect time like to just get something to eat and then go to sleep. So like it was perfect timing for that. So we stopped and there was a little restaurant in our hotel and I got a pizza and ate that and then just crashed. But what was really crazy, so I took a lot, Uber works in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So I took Uber a lot, but I think there's a law requiring Uber drivers to like be chauffeurs. So they get out and open the door for you. They're wearing suits and hats, white gloves. The cars are like spotlessly clean. They're all like brand new, like BMWs, and like it's crazy.
I wonder if that's a thing with the company or if they are just like taking it to that level on their own.
No idea.
Cute though. I wouldn't mind someone opening my doors for me, but I don't like people not being able to wear their own outfit though. I don't like uniforms. It's weird.
I know, but it really does like make you feel kind of safe. I don't even know. Like their car doesn't smell like them.
Yeah, true. They probably do background checks there too, which nobody does here for anything.
Probably, yes.
So you Ubered?
Yeah, so Ubered a lot, and it was really cool, and everything there was relatively cheap, which was nice, and because, we ain't rich over here.
No, we are brokies. We're real broke. I'm real broke.
When I walked into, there's this place called Family Mart. There's like 7-Eleven and Family Mart. They're both 24-hour get anything stores. And so I walked up to buy my first pack of Japanese cigarettes when I was there, and they were $2. A pack here in Detroit is about $9.
Yeah, but crush everybody's soul real quick because you said that 7-Eleven doesn't have Slurpees. They have fruit smoothies.
They have fruit smoothies, yes.
Oh, As much I do like a fruit smoothie, but bro, there's nothing hits like a Slurpee when you
I
need it.
know. There's if you had a Slurpee business in Japan, you'd be a billionaire.
Yeah, just like slushy soda.
Yeah, perfect. So we woke up the next day, and my nephew had gotten tickets for us for Japanese wrestling at the Tokyo Dome, which is, I had no idea. Like, I am not a wrestling fan. I used to, when I owned my Japanese toy store back in 95, there were a bunch of my friends were super into Japanese wrestling. I was not. And I posted that I was at this thing. On Saturday night, it was called Wrestle Kingdom 19.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. This is a thing that happens every year. It's like the biggest Japanese wrestling event in the world.
Oh, I know.
And
I had fight friends on Twitter talking about it, and I had some friends from here that were there. I'm like, y'all are there at the same time.
I had friends I hadn't talked to in 30 years being like, holy fuck, you're at fucking Wrestle Kingdom 19. Like, they were freaking out that I was at this thing. It was crazy. And we had really good seats, like really close to the I don't even know what you call it. What do you?
I don't know what you call them either.
The wrestle mat.
Well, I tried to get you to take a video so I could put it on Twitter for my fight friends, and you said that I could have. You can't. Nobody is allowed.
Yeah, you are not allowed to videotape. So I have a video that I'm making for the Pates, and there's like, I don't even know, 10 seconds of video. And on the video, you hear my nephew say like, oh, you can't videotape in here. Stop right now. Because they'll come and take your phone away from you and kick you out.
In a way, I would be sad, but in a way, I like it because then everybody can just live their lives.
But I mean, everybody's taking pictures.
Oh, yeah. Then what's the difference? Yeah.
Yeah, you just can't take video.
Yeah.
But it was wild, and I got super into it, and I was screaming wrestlers' names. I had no idea what was going on, and I was screaming, Ishii! And they're like, people, like, it was crazy. And I will tell you, so here's a subtle difference between like a giant, so there were like 35 or 40,000 people at this event in the Tokyo Dome. Here's a subtle difference between that happening in Japan and why it wouldn't happen in the United States. One of the wrestlers comes out with a fake machine gun and pretends to spray the crowd.
Oh, dear. Oh, my heart would stop. As an American, I would have some real feelings in that moment.
I was freaking out. Everybody was like screaming and like loving it. And I was like, oh, this would not happen in the United States.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
Well, aside from that, they like break light bulbs over each other and shit, don't they? Is that not at this thing?
That wasn't at this thing, but there was a lot of like jumping off of ladders and smashing each other with ladders and chairs and pieces of wood being broken over people's heads. And it's pretty wild. And so we did that. And then I didn't realize the second day was Wrestle Dynasty, which was like the second part of it. So then the next day, it's not as big. It's like 25,000 people. But like, again, all of my friends came out of the woodwork and like, I can't believe you're fucking there. This is happening and you're there. And I didn't understand. But there's so many wrestle fans in Japan that are it's a huge thing in Japan. Like, there were people around me fully crying, like at wins and losses in the event. There was a woman sitting next to me who at the youngest, was 80 years old. And she was wearing a wrestling t-shirt, a wrestling hat. She had a wrestling handkerchief that she was crying into. It's wild. It's a totally different world than I'm used to.
I wonder if, I don't know anything about the Japanese wrestling, but I wonder if it's like our wrestling here is like predetermined, like who's going to win. But
oh yeah, no, it's the same. There's these like year-long storylines.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a soap opera.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's why people get so into it. You know, this guy that they call the president came out, and this was, if he lost his match, he was never going to wrestle again. And then he was fighting a guy whose name is Evil. Like, the guy's just name is Evil.
Nice.
And Evil was about to win, and the president was never going to wrestle again. And then like this other wrestler who had been retired came out of retirement and walked in the ring, and Evil ran away, and the crowd cheered. And then the guy who had retired like told the president, like, I saved you, but I want to wrestle you tomorrow. And then the audience went wild. Like, it was just, all these storylines were so crazy.
That's so fun.
And on one of the nights we were there, someone legitimately got hurt and they had to stop the fight.
Oh no.
A guy jumped off of a ring, of course, and was going to try and land on the other wrestler, and his arm landed on down the metal gate and he like dislocated his whole arm and shoulder,
Gross.
the match was just like over. Like it went from being really fun to being like, oh, this is fucked up.
That happens in regular like WWE here sometimes too. Like they bonk off a table or off something bad and they have to like there's real blood sometimes. It's not fake blood.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah, and then I realized that right outside of Wrestle Dynasty, they were premiering the new Ultraman movie. So there was like all these little kids walking around with Ultraman shirts and toys, and I bought a ticket to go and see a movie that I didn't go and see. It was I bought it just to get the ticket and the toy.
Mm-hmm.
But super cool. Oh my God. Here's something. Let's talk about some things. I did not switch over my phone service plan before I went to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Every place in Japan has Wi-Fi.
That's nice.
Free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, they should.
Like I was walking to go and see the giant Godzilla head that's on top of this hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And my phone was like, there's a Wi-Fi network. And I'm figuring someone's got Wi-Fi near me because there's tons of people all around me. So I'm just picking up other people's cell phones and stuff. But it's Tokyo free Wi-Fi.
Dang.
The city just has free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, everybody here pays like $60 to fucking $90 a month for Wi-Fi. Cool.
Very cool.
Cool. Cool.
But I went to this place on one of my walks because I spent a lot of time just walking around trying to like get into the city and stuff, like and get the feel, you know, when you travel somewhere.
Mm.
So I went to this place called Sundagaya Tunnel, which is where there's supposed to be a ghost.
Mm.
I had to do some ghosty stuff while I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's supposedly like ghosts that live in this tunnel that you can walk through. So I went down there and like ran the recorder on my phone and like saw if there was a ghost, but there was no ghost.
Was anybody else in there looking for a ghost?
Nope.
Just you.
Just me doing ghost stuff. And every time my nephew tried to introduce me to someone, they would ask what I did in America.
Oh no.
And this was my nephew's reply. Ghostobuster.
People are probably like, oh, wow. Oh,
So
wow.
funny. So that was fun. And then on my nephew said on Monday was the only thing he had like scheduled for us to do. And so he took us to a bar called Muscle Girls.
Muscle girls.
Muscle Girls, which is where I think you pay like $20 or $30 for 2 hours in the bar. It covers all you can drink for 2 hours. But then while you're there, you can buy things happening to you from the Muscle Girls who work at the bar.
You're making it sound worse than it is.
No. So like for like $10, like they'll take a big injection needle and like squirt shots into your mouth. For $20, they'll slap you in the face. For $30, they'll kick you in the butt. For like $30, they'll climb on like a pole and then slide down the pole and hit you. So it's basically you're paying to like be beat up by the Muscle Girls.
But they also, it's like a neon colored celebration place and they dance around and flex and smile and then they smack you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
for sure.
can I literally work there?
And you know what? So I paid to be smacked in the face.
I knew it. People kept asking me if you were going to do it. And I go, listen, there's two things that could have happened. I go, these are the two situations. One, Tenney is very respectful. And even though that's their job, he would somehow feel like it was like not respectful to women. So he wouldn't do it. And I go, and the second situation is me and him always say yes when people ask us if we want to do something weird because we want to tell the story. So you went with two.
Yes, I went with two. I mean, I realized that this is how the girls working there made their money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they were like when you pay for that, they get that money.
Right. So get slapped.
So get slapped. So I paid, I think, $20. And then I had to go up to the front and sit in a chair and they put earmuffs on you so you don't get cauliflower ear.
Oh my gosh.
And then this girl smacked the shit out of my face.
God. Wait, is the slap on the Patreon video?
So my nephew videotaped it.
Mhm.
I do not have the videotape of it.
Can you get it?
I can try.
I really
But
need to do that.
my nephew paid to get the all-girl butt kick, which you stand holding onto a pole bent over, and then all of the Muscle Girls kick you in the butt.
I love it. I love muscle girls.
But what's funny is so like one guy got all-girl face, or two guys got all-girl face slap, and then my nephew got all-girl butt kick. And so what they do is they take the all-girl and they put everybody up on stage, and then the girls just line up and go down the row. So they like smack a guy, kick a butt, smack a guy. So I have that video happening of him getting his butt kicked 14 times.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. It's so funny because they look so happy and cute. Like the juxtaposition is very cute to me.
Okay, so first of all, the other thing is too is Tokyo is, if you walk down the street, there are girls all over that want to take you on drink dates. And so like you pay $20 and they'll take you into a bar, and then you can drink all you want for $20, but you have to buy them drinks too. And so there's this thing going on in Japan right now, which is this like increase in loneliness. And so you're literally like buying someone to sit across from you and drink and talk to you. And so that's what a lot of, like, you walk the street and there's just girls holding signs that say like $20 for a drink with me for an hour.
I wish you could do that shit here without it looking like prostitution, because people are weird and they don't understand that like some people just want to hang out.
Yeah, and you're out by yourself. And so
Right.
like, oh, you know, I don't have to like, you know, immediately what this is.
Yeah.
Someone's going to sit across from you and talk to you for an hour, and you're going to buy them drinks.
I actually think that's very cute, and I feel like a lot of people here would do that too if like people didn't look down on like any alternative ways of getting money or working like that aren't structured. Like, oh, sorry, I'm not a doctor. Like, this is also a thing that people
Right.
could benefit from.
Oh, yeah. The fact that you can go and not be by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. What's really strange, though, in Tokyo, though, is like when you walk down the street, there might be like an 8-story building, and like the bar is on like the 6th floor, and the bar is literally 10 feet wide by like 14 feet long.
Oh, that's creepy. A lot of the stuff that you keep telling me from the trip, you're like, oh, I did this, oh, I did that. And in my head, I'm just like program. And I'm sure other countries, whatever, are very safe, whatever. But as a woman, I keep programmed to being like, I could never do that. I'm not just going to disappear into a building by my fucking self or go down an alley by myself. Like, women just can't do that stuff.
Yeah, Muscle Girls is in the basement of a building.
Yeah, I would be scared if I was
You
trying
have
to
to
get there
walk
by
down
myself.
steps. You have to go down like 2 flights of steps, and then they open up a barn door, and then all of a sudden there's this bright pink, like neon colored room with a whole bunch of people in there getting slapped.
Yeah, that would be very hard to trust or like get used to.
Yeah, it's very strange. So yeah, we did Muscle Girls, and then basically the rest of the trip was like walking around just like looking at stuff and like looking in shops and going shopping, because it's so overwhelming. It really does look like there are parts that look like Blade Runner, where you have, you know, like 3-story television screens on the buildings and like just advertisements everywhere, and everyone's taking pictures, and there's just tons of crowds. And again, I talked about this to a couple people. It's weird as a smoker because in Japan, a lot of people still smoke cigarettes, but you can't smoke on the street. You can't like walk down the street and have a cigarette. There are like, as you walk into, so I went into downtown Shinjuku, or Tokyo, Shinjuku, and there's this maybe like 20 foot by 20 foot fenced area that's considered an outdoor smoking section. So you can go over there, smoke your cigarette, and then continue to shop and walk around the streets.
I mean, you know, as a non-smoker, I do like that, but I'm sure for you it was inconvenient.
No, it was absolutely, I was fine with it. It was nice to not walk past people blowing smoke in my face.
Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. And like there's no cigarette butts on the ground anywhere.
Yeah.
It was just strange because everybody smokes. And then there's these weird smoking areas. I found a little building that you could smoke inside of from this little Japanese guy who sold cigarettes. And I would go over there and just stand in this room and smoke cigarettes. Very strange.
It was weird too, because like literally the first, I would say 3 days, you were sent me videos on this app we were talking on. And every day I'm like, you're like, here I am at the hotel in the back alley. And I'm like, this looks like Cincinnati, fucking Ohio. Can you show me? I'm like, the pictures I've seen of Tokyo look like Times Square. Why do you keep showing me the alley? And then finally, like later in your trip, you did, or I don't know if you showed me or if I just saw them in your pictures or your Instagram story, but you finally did get to the place where there was like the Times Square looking situation.
But what's crazy is, so like if you go to Gus's in Royal Oak, there's an alley behind Gus's and it's filled with dumpsters and rats.
Yeah, it's not cute.
Right. Every alley in Japan is filled with restaurants and stores.
Everywhere you showed me on your videos, though, really, it looked like the cleanest place in the whole world. And you said the thing about no garbage.
Yeah, there's no garbage cans. Like there's a garbage can outside of the 7-Eleven so that you can like throw stuff away. But like as you walk down the street, street, there's no place to throw away garbage. You keep it in your pockets until you get back to the hotel, or you find a recycling bin to put it in. But yeah, it was super clean for as densely populated and as many people as were walking around. Crazy.
That was the other thing I took away was when you were in the area in your video of the wrestling and the Ultraman thing
Yeah.
going on, everybody was so fucking chill. Everybody was walking in a straight line, minding their own business, quiet. I'm like, if this was outside 2 events in Detroit, people would be swearing, yelling, fighting, fucking running around, hitting each other, banging into each other. It would be like insane. Everybody there was like the calmest person I've ever seen.
Yes, 100%.
It was crazy. It looked so, I'm like, I know how many people are in that area and nobody's acting out.
And I went to my first restaurant anywhere where the waiter was a robot.
Oh, that's sick. I know I wanted you to go to one of those places that I've heard of that like you sit down in a little cubby and they slide your food out of a hole and nobody talks to you.
I didn't go to that. I went to a restaurant where there's a little like tablet on the table, and I selected English and I ordered spaghetti with marinara.
Why do you say on this podcast the first when you got there you ate pizza and now you're eating spaghetti? Do you know how to eat in another country?
I do, but do you know how much of their food is fish and beef?
Ugh.
It's one of the problems.
But anyway, how's the spaghetti weird?
It was great, but you order and then a little robot brings it to your table.
Do you have the robot on the video?
I do have the robot on the video. And it's very funny because the robot comes out and he's got a little smile on his face. And you take your food off of his tray and then you press his face and then he smiles bigger and walks away.
You press his face.
He's got a little tablet face.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see it. How tall is it?
Maybe like 4 feet tall.
Dang.
So silly.
That's going to be the sickest video.
Oh, so then my nephew was like, I want to take you to the bar I go to all the time when I'm in Tokyo. And I was like, here we go. Who knows? Like, he just took me to Muscle Girls like night before. So I'm like, here we go with this wild Tokyo bar that he goes to all the time. And we walk down the street and we go down a bunch of steps into a basement of a building. And he opens up the door and it's like Gus's.
Nice.
It's literally like Gasoline Alley at home. It's this dirty, smoky dive bar. You can smoke inside of it. There's ashtrays on the table. There's 2 bartenders. It maybe it's way smaller than Gus's. It may be seated at a most 30 people. And we sat at the bar and drank until, I don't know, I think we drank until about midnight. I drank until midnight. I went home. And then I think my nephew stayed out until 6 in the morning.
And you had to collect him from the floor next day.
It was very fun. And then I went to, let's see, another ghosty thing. I went to this hotel that is supposedly haunted by a little boy. And I've read some stories online about the little ghost boy in there. And no one in the hotel wanted to talk to me about it.
Oh, shit.
It's a different culture.
I just, while you were gone, I posted our last Patreon video where we went to Cleveland and I, through my researching the trip, there's a place there called Johnny Mango and it said it was a haunted smoothie shop. And I'm like, well, I have to go to the haunted smoothie shop. And in the video, you guys, I go in there and act like Neve from Catfish and I had my phone out, but they didn't know I was recording. And I asked the counter guy about the haunted smoothie shop and he told me all the things on the fucking secret video. And then I put it in our Patreon video.
Yeah, I went to the hotel and asked the front desk and they adamantly declared that it was not haunted. And then I went to the outside smoking section of the hotel and one of the guys that worked there came out there and was like, this place is haunted.
I know I like when a place will just get into it. I get it though. I don't fucking know. I get it. Like you don't want to scare people, but it's like if I asked you, it's not like you told me out of nowhere. I'm asking.
I know. I just feel like it's such like downtown Tokyo is so tourism driven that like any reason to keep people away from the hotel, like don't talk about it.
Yeah, I get it. Did you see it?
I did not see any ghosts. Unfortunately.
Did you take a picture of it?
I did feel really weird because I went to a Shinto temple that was down the street from my hotel that I was staying at, but I had some memory of how I'm supposed to enter from back in 30 years ago when I was like really invested in Japanese culture. But I like looked up like what I was supposed to do, like how I was supposed to enter, because it's not like here where you can just like, oh, I'm going to go in that church and walk around. Like you and I have gone to places where we're like, I'm just going to walk in that church and look around. And in Japan, it's like that is not like you have to walk in on a certain, you don't walk center down the line through the temple. You have to bow before you enter. Like there's a whole like thing that you have to do. But it was actually super calming. Like it was beautiful that there was this Shinto temple in the middle of this immensely populated, like densely bustling city.
Nice.
Yeah, really pretty, really beautiful. And
Cute.
the other thing is too, I think I told you, right next to my hotel too was like a coffee shop that was literally a tiny little building run by one woman who roasted the beans for the coffee herself. When I walked in, she was roasting beans, and I got a coffee for, I think it was like $2.10 or something like that. Like one of the best coffees I've ever had.
Dang.
And I'm watching like people walking around with Starbucks cups.
Ugh.
I'm like, go here.
Yeah, everybody's got to get more aware of spending money at tiny places before they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy. And why not get like, I'm like talking to the owner of the business who's roasting the beans for the coffee that I'm making. That's the experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always possible. I get it. Like us on road trips too.
Sure.
Sometimes you're in the middle of fucking nowhere and there's nothing you can do. But like when you can consciously like help a small business or like try something new, like you should do that because
Yes, for sure.
wealth inequality is getting fucking crazy.
Yes, it is. And I'm sure I'm missing a lot, but like it's just amazing. Like I went to a place called Book Off. It's on the third story of a building. It's actually the third, fourth, and fifth floors of a building. And
Jeez.
it's a Japanese version of like a thrift store.
Mm.
And the entire first floor is Japanese books and manga and comics and stuff like that. And they were so cheap.
How much did you get?
Oh, I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bought 5 books that are normally like $10 a piece, and I at that thrift store they were $1 a piece.
Dang.
Like even when I came back to the hotel, my nephew was like, "Where the fuck did you get those from?" And I told him, "I'm like Book Off," and he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "How do you not know what Book Off is? You come here all the time." He's like, but he's one of the. He reminded me, he's like, "You could be in Japan for a month and not see Tokyo."
Yeah, that's everything you're saying. Like reminds me of Manhattan. Like I've been to Manhattan a million times, and there's still a million places I've never been and never will get to.
Yeah, you could go to a different restaurant 3 times a day in Tokyo for a month, and you would have gone to 5% of the restaurants.
Yeah, there's no way. It sounds fun though.
Super fun. Had a great time. Tried, it's funny when you were saying, like, what did I eat there? Like, I ate a bunch at a bunch of different Japanese restaurants, and I ate a bunch of different Japanese food. But, like, I also wanted to, like I got fries from McDonald's
Oh yeah.
because I wanted to see what they tasted like.
Yeah, you gotta see how everything's different because other countries don't add bullshit to their food like we do.
Yep. And the fries were delicious, not greasy, not super salty, and super cheap.
God damn it.
And if anybody's thinking about going to Japan, I've said this to the Pates during the 10 Tenney. If you're thinking about going to Japan, like go to Japan. Even if you don't know any Japanese, like learn good morning, good day, good evening, thank you, you're welcome, and go. Everyone there is like, it was unbelievable. I walked up to, when I first got there, I walked up to buy cigarettes and just like said like Winston. And she went and got me a pack of Winston cigarettes. And then they ask you if you want to, differences in America. They ask you, do you want a plastic bag? And so you say yes or no. And if you say yes, you have to pay for it. Not like here where you get orange juice, bread, and eggs, and they put it in 3 plastic bags in America.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot, but that's all I've got, and I'm tired.
Well, it sounds really fun. You think you're gonna go back there sometime?
Yeah, probably not for a while, but I'll go back.
Yeah.
My nephew says that he's staying there for Christmas next year. So I said I might go back for the next Wrestle Kingdom, which happens on the first weekend of January every year. So I might go back for that.
That sounds fun.
They were crying. People were crying at that wrestling event.
I mean, that's what I was thinking. I've seen people pretty bummed out at UFC fights, but like those are real.
Yeah.
So like I get it. Like your family's on the line, people you care about are on the line, money's on the line. Like
It was very silly.
yeah. Well, people like things. It sounds cute. I barely did anything while you were gone. It was very chill here while you were gone. You missed a very exciting time of me asking the Patreon chat about crock pots because because I decided I have to eat better and cook more, and I don't listen. My dumbass wasn't sure if there was a difference between crock pots and slow cookers. I didn't know if they were the same or different. They are the same. I learned. And then, but it was cute because I'm like, can you guys school me? What do I get? What works? What doesn't work? I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. And then they told me so many things. They told me what brands they like. They told me what they had. They told me to get liners, which is a really good tip if you guys don't have those. So I got, because my dad got me a gift card for Christmas. So I got a crock pot and I got a rice maker and I made food and I ate it for 5 days in a row. I made veggie and chickpea korma and
Mm-hmm.
rice, and it was so good. I mean, I ate all the food. So now I feel like I can cook for myself and I won't die.
Good.
So that happened. But it was just very cute. Listen, everybody's so happy, especially what's going on in the world, especially with how poisonous and nasty it is on social media. Our little chat in the Patreon is so cute and so wholesome. And we talk about the most wholesome stuff every day. And everybody's like, I don't even want to open my other social apps because it's so cute and nice in here. And nobody yells at you and nobody's evil. We're just talking about like our pets and crock pots. Like, it's just very wholesome.
I've got a good vegan lentil chili recipe for you.
I know I need easy recipes. I need to get my dad's chili recipe too.
You'll like it.
I will take it. And then I wanted to thank, we got I didn't even bring you your stuff yet, but we got a shit ton of stuff in the P.O. box for Christmas. Like,
Oh.
listen. You know, I think our craziest time we ever went to the P.O. box, you had to they have these like buckets, these like hand,
Yeah.
like a bin. So you come
Yes.
out with a bin and I'm like, geez, they had to give you a bin. Listen, they gave me a fucking shopping cart. I didn't even know they had a shopping cart.
That's crazy.
I know. She goes, I give her my number and she goes, you got a lot of stuff back there. And I'm like, okay. And I'm doing it on my way to work. I like didn't want to be late. And she's like, I'm going to get you a cart. I'm like, what the fuck? So she opens that side door and gives me a cart. She's like, there's a ramp off the side of the building. And I'm like, geez, so I'm wheeling our stuff down the ramp with a cart in the snow. It was so ridiculous. You guys are crazy. We got some really sweet stuff, really cute and thoughtful stuff. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that sent stuff. It's like so appreciated, really sweet. I did a post on Instagram of some pictures of some of the things that we got, and it was just like overwhelming. And like, I don't know, I didn't go to my Christmas with my family. So like when I got all that stuff and I opened it, it was like my actual Christmas. So it was like very cute. So
Good.
I want to say thank you to everybody.
Thanks in advance, everybody.
Yes, thanks in advance. He didn't open his stuff yet, but thank you, everybody. And then obviously, the Los Angeles fires are going on right now, which is absolutely nuts. And we hope everybody is okay. We have lots of friends out there. The people were asking too, because one of the main worst parts of where it is right in Altadena and Pasadena. And Altadena is where we stayed when we went to LA.
Right.
My first time there ever. And we stayed at this nice lady's like Airbnb. She had like a pool house. So we stayed in the pool house, and her house was so like historic and beautiful. And she was an artist, and her husband was like a architect. And I don't know, like I still don't know if her house is still standing. I do have her phone number, so I'm going to check on her in a couple weeks. But like 2 blocks from where we stayed were the 90210 houses. And so I've been like checking everything I can, like photos and satellite images and stuff. But they posted, the Hollywood Reporter posted today that the main 90210 house, the Walsh house, did make it.
Yeah.
It's still standing. And last I checked, there was a video that showed that Dylan's house down the block made it too. So I hope I don't consider anything out of the woods yet because it's not over. So I'm not going to get excited yet. It could start back up again. So I have no idea. But I feel like there's like a lot of historical places and cultural places. It sucks too because like I've been sad about it, and it's like it goes without saying that you're sad for like all the people there and the animals and stuff like that. But like I feel like there's some people who have no personal connection to there. But when you think about it, like every movie you've ever loved was filmed there. The locations are there, and they're all going to be gone. And I find that really sad because like art ties us all together. Like when there's something, even if you have nothing in common, you have like a movie that you both saw and you can talk about it, and it's all located there and it's all on fire. And I just find it really sad. And like and if you say anything like that, people are like, you don't care about humans. And I'm like, are you sure? Yes, I fucking do. But you can care about like 100,000 things at one time.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, is like, so there were a bunch of, because you know I love old films, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the majority of old films that I watched, there were these places called the movie ranches, where they would set up, like, old Western towns, or they would set up a whole town. Over the years, because of forest fires, those have all burned to the ground. And the thing is, when people say, like, you don't care about people, I do care about people, and I also, not only physically, I care about their mental well-being. There's a part of my mental well-being, like, I can't go to those places ever again.
I know, that's how I feel, too. I know. They're, like, weirdly important to me because because they like are memories that were in my life that meant a lot to me.
Right.
I think most people do get it, but there's some people online who just want to argue and
Of
be like,
course.
that's not what's important right now. I'm like, I fucking know, but there's like a million different reasons about this to be heartbroken.
Yeah.
And if you think that listen, Hollywood, LA exists to be the epicenter of film and where films are made. So if I'm not allowed to feel sorry about it being in trouble, why does it fucking exist? What even is your argument?
Yeah.
Everyone's been attacking everybody. It's like, can you just assume that most of the time whatever anybody says is coming from a place of kindness, even if they fucking say it wrong?
Yeah.
We're not perfect, but like you have to believe that somebody is trying to like say the best version of what the fuck they're trying to say. Like, don't come at them like they have bad intentions, because they probably don't.
Yeah.
Everybody's inflammatory and crazy, and I hate it any fucking way. But no, one good kind of cute thing that came out of, because I posted this video that I saw on TikTok. I posted it on Twitter, and it like went around Twitter like crazy. It's of these firefighters like walking these old photo albums out of a house, and like walking this grandfather clock that they had like out of the house and putting it on the curb. And most people were like, oh my God, this would mean so much to me if that was my house. And if they knew it was going to burn to the ground and they saved like 3 things, I would be so happy. So most people had a normal human reaction to seeing them do that. But again, other people went crazy and they're like, don't they have better things to do? Can't they save other houses? Whatever. But my point was, the good thing that came out of it was a lot of people in the comments who were either firefighters or said they knew firefighters said that firefighters do this all the time.
Yeah.
And I never thought of that in my life. I thought they just go put fires out and they walk out of the building. But people are like, do you know how many times they've like come back out of the building with family photos? And I never considered that in my life.
Yep.
That's the sweetest thing I ever heard. Like, I've never heard that. Like, they know it's going to be a loss and they grab whatever they can and pull it out. I never knew that they did that. That like warmed my heart. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Good grief. Everybody's pulling together. Everybody's posting resources. Lots of people like pouring water on their neighbors' houses to try and keep them safe. And
Yeah.
I hope everybody's okay. I hope they get it under control soon. It is not under control yet. I also like worry. It's like, obviously it's winter right now. Like, what happens in July? Like, I'm just like worried. I'm worried about a lot of stuff, and I'm sure everybody is. So, and Virginia too. Virginia doesn't have any water right now, and North Carolina is still not good. So if you're out there any freaking where in the world, I hope you're okay. I hope stuff gets better. We're sending big love out to all the people that we know and don't know, and animals and the planet.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. That's the note we're ending on.
No, I know. I got to change it. This always happens. Literally, you guys, 90% into the podcast, it's so sad. And then we have to save it with the last 10%. Every time. I will say I binged quite a few of the Golden Globe movies right before. The Golden Globes were the other day, and they were very good, and a lot of people that I wanted to win won. Adrian Brody won Best Actor. Demi Moore won Best Actress for The Substance, and it was amazing. And it's like the biggest award that horror's ever gotten, because The Substance is a very screwed up, weird movie, and she won, and that's a big deal. But anyway, I watched The Brutalist. It was beautiful. That's what Adrian Brody was in. I watched A Complete Unknown, which was the Bob Dylan movie. That was really good too. But the best one, surprise out of nowhere, The Wild Robot. It was so good. It's animated, you guys. It's so flippin'. I cried. Listen, I cried. It's the cutest, most wholesome movie. You guys can rent it on video, on VOD right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica is a fan of animated films.
I cried at a robot. Listen, it's by... Wait, did I write it? It's the same guy who wrote and directed Lilo and Stitch.
Yes.
You know, you're just going to cry your fucking face off. It is about a robot who gets
stranded on an island.
And then it like comes alive, and it doesn't, it's like, it's created to help humans and do whatever they want. So it wakes up on this island and it doesn't know what to do. It's like, what's my mission? How do I help? And then it finds a tiny abandoned baby goose. And then they're fucking together the whole time, and there's little animals coming out of the island.
There's a little fox named Fink.
And it's Pedro Pascal, and I didn't know till the movie was over. But the animals are so flippin' cute, and it's so heartwarming. And if you have a child, or even if you don't have a child, just watch it, because it's so cute. It's one of the best movies of the year. It's so good. You gotta watch it. Wild Robot. It is lovely. It'll literally touch your heart forever. It's very wholesome.
Do you want to know? You want to know a Tenney thing about that?
What?
What's the name? The main robot,
Roz.
Rosm.
Yeah.
Do you know where that name comes from?
What?
There is a 1920s science fiction play by Carl Capek, and it's called Rosm's Universal Robots. And
You think that that's where they got it from?
that's 100 Rosm?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, Rosm's Universal Robots, 1920. It's the first time that the word robot was like used.
Dang.
Yep.
This is the robot heavy episode. It's gonna be last episode was vampire heavy episode, and this one's gonna be robot heavy episode. I was gonna call it Tenney Takes Tokyo.
You can.
Okay.
All right, because I leave for a week, and
What?
Jessica likes animated films.
Listen, it was nominated for the Golden Globes, and it's going to be nominated for Oscar. And I had already watched all the other ones, and I had a feeling it was going to win because everybody was talking about it. And then guess what? The Golden Globes happened, and it didn't win. A movie called Flow won about a cat. I didn't watch Flow yet.
What you watched? Wild Robot.
Yeah, I loved it. You would cry your fucking. If I cried, you would be like on the floor, just fucking sobbing.
Is that it?
I think so.
That's it.
Now you're gonna sleep for a week.
Yep, probably.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're back safe.
I'm glad I'm back safe too.
Good job.
Thanks. Good job holding down the fort while I was here.
I did.
You did.
I
Good
didn't
job.
really do anything, but you're welcome.
All right, I'm done. Tired.
Okay, me too.
All right.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Sayonara.
Okay, goodbye. Bye.